we can start on Jerry Jones and his thoughts on Mike McCarthy and coaching and things like that. Of course, this is a make it or break it year for Mike McCarthy. Maybe me and Will can touch on that, with a little more depth. But here's what Jerry Jones had to say about Mike McCarthy's hot seat year.
Probably the one that I have the most sensitivity about, and that is Mike and him coaching. And I want to be real clear. He wouldn't be sitting here today if I didn't think he was the man to lead this team to a Super Bowl.
That's not all the way facts, but we're going to keep playing. Like, Mike could be sitting there for many reasons. For many reasons. Like, he's under contract, so it ain't much you can really do. So just because he's sitting there don't mean that the bag's secure. But we're going to keep listening.
Not me. And I have choices. And so that's not meant to be insensitive to anybody. That's a fact.
Now, that comment I found kind of interesting, Will. So let me just play it one more time because I was running my mouth. And then I'm going to ask you about it. We're going to get back into Jerry. I just want Jerry to say this one more time.
Lead this team to a Super Bowl. He would not be. And I have choices.
Now, Jerry ain't had to come out here and say I got holes in different area codes. You know what I'm saying?
Wild boy, man.
He had to come out here.
Oh, jeez, Jerry. What are you
He had to
doing?
hit us with the Chris Rock, you're only as faithful as your options. You know what I'm saying? He ain't have to roll out the scroll and say, oh, well, I got a million opportunities. I got a million coaches that's qualified that would love to come coach the Dallas Cowboys or whatever. Do you think that's true? We're still like, do you think there's a long, because look, this ain't about regular coaches, right? Because I would love to coach the Cowboys, right? But I may not be qualified, right? Jason Garrett or Leonard, one of these coaches that ain't about shit would love to coach the Cowboys, right? But how many top tier qualified coaches do you think would love to coach the Dallas Cowboys? Just to kind of make this make sense a little bit, because y'all can talk shit about Mike McCarthy. He's one of the best coaches in the world, to be fair, because he's an NFL coach. So you got to be up there, right? How many coaches do you think are better than Mike McCarthy, and how many of those dudes want to actually coach?
I'm going to take this a different direction. Jerry in the Jerry world and the star, let's view it as the Playboy Mansion, right? He's Hugh Hef. What he is telling Mike is, I got a Playboy bunny right down the street in the crib, not even in the street, down the hall, named Dan Quinn. That is my other option, Mike McCarthy. He ain't even talking about the other people outside the organization. He talking about right down the hall, chilling, just waiting. He talking about Dan Quinn, brother. So when he says, I got options, and he talks about it, I don't know if you're going to go to that mark later on in this press conference, he's talking about in-house, bro. He ain't talking about anybody else unless it's Sean Payton, which, we'll get to that at some point as well on here. But Dan Quinn is my number one option for in-house hires. And if you're talking about other guys that are better, sure. I mean, I guess there's other guys that are better, but we just won't know that because they're probably young coaches.
Master William, I'm gonna get to the Dan Quinn clip when we get there. You already know. Let's get back into Jerry and what it is he was talking about.
Team to a Super Bowl.
And we're gonna give Jerry a little music.
He would not be. And I have choices. And so that's not meant to be insensitive to anybody. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And so you guys write about a lot of those choices, and they were there for my use had I wanted them.
Right. He was.
And no, the guy to my right is who I'm convicted about, have been.
Right now.
We certainly have had things we've addressed, the way we've addressed them in the off season.
Sure.
I think have successfully put together a staff that really, from this vantage point, gives us absolutely the best chance with our makeup and our team to get to the ultimate success. So I want to be real clear about that.
Now, to be fair, Will, I don't think we have a bad coaching staff. To be fair, I do think we have a really good coaching staff. We may not think much about Mike McCarthy because he's the big dog and we don't really see him doing shit. But if you look at, and this goes on, to what you were saying, if you look at Dan Quinn and his guys, the defense was successful. We can look at the defensive side of the ball and be like, I like those dudes. I like that dude. I like that dude. Like, keeping Dan Quinn, right, was one of the biggest bring back, one of the biggest offseason that we did. It was the one. Yeah. It was the one, right? But we knew that, people was looking at Joe Witt also. You know what I mean? Coach AD has been, building his little profile of his, coaching momentum steam or whatever, right? So I do think that we have guys on this coaching staff, right? we can say what we want about Kellen. Kellen does need to improve. Kellen does need to get better where it matters. Red zone, getting your best guy involved, consistency, back half of the year type stuff. Kellen Moore ain't terrible. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't a Linehan situation. We just simply want Kellen to be better than what he was. You understand? Joe Philbin can go, but I do feel like Jerry has a point when he's talking about this coach staff and these dudes just not being I think you can win a Super Bowl with these guys. It's just about the small things that we have to get right. Now they were asking Jerry Jones they asked Jerry Jones about the players that we lost, the big three, so to speak. We could talk about Connor Williams and Cedric Wilson if you want to, but y'all want to hear about Cooper, you want to hear about Lael Collins, you want to hear about Randy Gregory. So Jerry Jones, we're not gonna play area codes again as bad as I want to. I want to play area codes.
Low key, it sounded dope though. Underneath Jerry, it worked. Yeah.
I got options. But this is Jerry Jones talking about the big three that we lost in the offseason: Amari Cooper, Lael Collins, and Randy Gregory.
We've lost some key players. Those were totally our decision. Make those. They weren't in. They were in.
Well, still blow me up real quick. So you can see me. Blow me up real quick. So you can see me. Jerry, you ain't got a lot of us playing. It was our choice. We threw money at Randy Gregory, right? Nah, we ain't want to keep him. We ain't want to keep him. You know what I'm saying? We tried to find trade partners for Lael Collins, but y'all not gonna bite. Y'all not gonna take the bait. Okay, well, fine. We'll just let him go. I don't know how the fuck Cooper got out here for a 5th round pick. To this day, Hollywood Brown was worth the 1st round pick to Arizona.
It's personal, bro. And then as you keep on playing this, maybe it'll come up. But it was clear as day. It was personal.
I ain't that mad, but I don't like being lied to, Jerry. Let's keep talking about it.
Our decision to make those. They weren't in. They were influenced. Here's what has happened. We've lost 3 really high-profile players.
Mind you, he didn't say we lost 3 really good players. We lost 3 high-profile players. See, Jerry's language. Mind you, chat, there's 2 kinds of Jerry Joneses, right? And I've said this before, but there may be some new people watching, so appreciate y'all for watching. But you got Jerry, who's clearly rehearsed everything that he's saying, right? He has it written down. It's word for word. It's in his notes. He's thought about what he's gonna say, and he speaks like this. Oh, well, there's a hidden message here, and there's a da-da-da right here, and you know what I'm saying? They're high-profile players. I could have said that they're really good players, but I think that they're high-profile players. He speaks like that, right? But when Jerry hasn't considered the question, when it's not on his notepad, when he hasn't thought about it, he put the glasses on to look you in the eye and lie to you, and he sounds a little more like, the 3 guys that we lost, Lyle, Cooper, and Randall.
I'm done.
And Randall, we didn't want him anyway. You know what I'm saying? So he'll try to find his words as he's speaking to you. So when we look at these Jerry clips, think about how he's sounding, and then you know what I mean? Like if he's speaking flawlessly right now, that means he's practiced this. That means these words are very much so thought out. Jerry not freestyling right now. Jerry.
Oh, he had some shit to get off his chest today, Voch. He was spicy.
100%, Mr. Wolf.
Yeah.
100%, Mr. Wolf.